if the power goes out at home, it's fully possible to get around 24 hours of runtime from this battery running the essentials. Your fridge, your lights, just those main things, your Wi-Fi, those things you absolutely need. This is the best battery that I've tested so far. I've tested about 7 different batteries, and this is the one out of all 7 I'd most want to keep. I think it strikes the perfect balance between not being too small and not being too big. The ones that are too big, you can really hurt your back carrying them. I did hurt my back carrying one of them, and I really hurt it because they're really hard to lift. This is just a bit smaller than some of the bigger batteries that I've used. But those smaller batteries, those 1 kilowatt hour batteries, they're a bit too small for most people. This is the perfect middle-sized battery. Let's have a quick look at the specs. For one, you can connect an actual charger, a fast charger, from a fast charging EV station straight to this battery, which is pretty cool. You obviously can also then connect this to your EV to charge your EV directly. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. Hey guys, I have a few batteries, as you can see. An Anker here. This is a smaller battery, just under a 1 kilowatt. I've got an EcoFlow, a couple of bigger batteries here. There is a bit of a problem with these big batteries. They're great, but they're very heavy. So they're not pretty strong. I probably don't recommend these big batteries. In fact, I don't. They're just too heavy to move around. If you want a big battery and you want to be able to move it around, this is the one that I think is the absolute best. And in fact, really honestly, this is the only battery I would personally purchase, because it's a good battery, it's a good size, but it has this thing here, the ability to actually move it around. Pull this thing out. You pull this thing out, press the button, it comes out, and then very easily you can wheel it around. So moving these big batteries around without this handle is it's really, really difficult. And I do go to the gym a lot, but it's really difficult. So this handle here should be on every big battery. It's not, but the other guys, they should have them. So they're such a cool feature. You can see we've got the Anker batteries here as well, the home batteries. So what I'll do is this, in an extreme situation, like let's say there's no sun for a week, I have this sitting here and I can plug this in and we can connect this to the house. Or we can take it camping. We can put it down the other end of the house, plug it into the fridge, plug it into our spare fridge, plug it into the sauna. And then of course, if the unusual occasion that we run out of power here. So you can see we've got 91% right now on that battery, 91% here, but it's nearly summer. It's like summer weather right now. So yeah, sometimes they get low. And in those cases, this thing is really good. And for camping as well, it's perfect. So I'm a big fan. I really think that every battery that's big should come with one of these handles. So I'll pop it over here, pop it back. Kind of clips into there. And then of course, like every other battery, there's heaps of different ports. You've got 4 different places to plug in your different various devices, but then you've got USB, USB-C, you've got these ports here, you've got a 12 volt. Yeah, so here you can turn it on. As you can see, it's at 100%. So I think it's also a good idea to have this digital screen with all the points on the front of it here. Now guys, what's the biggest problem with a home battery system, which I have at home? I've got it, it's great. Well, it's permanently bolted to a wall. So I can't take it camping. I can't take it to the work site. Can't take it out to the garden. Anker sent me this battery, and this, this solves the problem of having my home battery, which is awesome, but it's stuck to the wall and I can't take it anywhere with me. So right out of the box, the easy tow design, suitcase design, it's great. And I'm surprised. I've watched a few other reviews before I did this video. I thought I'll watch some other video reviews, see what people say. People didn't even mention it. I'm like, that's the absolute best part about this battery. Every battery that is above 2 kilowatt hours should have the telescopic handle because it makes it so much easier to move. Anyway, it's 41 kilograms, 91 pounds, which, I mean, it doesn't sound super heavy, but batteries that heavy, they're quite an awkward shape. It's not like when you go to the gym, right, and you bench press 41 kilograms. You're in the perfect position to bench press that. It's awkward. Anyhow, the integrated handle and the rugged wheels on it means you generally can move 3,072 watt hours of power around with one hand. In fact, it's the easiest battery I've ever moved around, even though it's one of the heavier ones. So this isn't just from moving to the garage to the kitchen during an outage, though. The F3000 is just as happy powering your RV or your caravan, remote cabin, potentially, heavy-duty tools on a construction site. I think it's very versatile. Some of the smaller batteries that I've used them, done some checks on the channel to see how long those batteries will last, plugged into my sauna. So my infrared sauna, I plugged them in and they last about 36 minutes running the infrared sauna, which is 1,300 watts. It's not enough because by the time you get it to be hot enough to get in there, there's only 10 minutes left on the battery. So this is perfect for my sauna because it gives me plenty of time to heat it up and then to sit in there and not be looking at it going, oh, when's it going to turn off? When's it going to turn off? Anyway, this is a pretty big battery. It's 3,072 watt hours, which is 3 kilowatt hours or 3.1 kilowatt hours. It's lithium iron phosphate. And that means that Anker say 4,000 cycles before it even hits 80% capacity. 4,000 cycles, you might do that maybe after 20 years. So, yeah, I mean, people also say you're going to get more than 4,000 from their actual testing of similar batteries. So you might get, I don't know, 6,000, 7,000. I mean, yeah, you could use it every day and you'd still have it. You'd still be able to use this thing in 20 years. So they last for a very long time. On the output side, you get a pretty good 3,600 watts of continuous AC power. And here's a small but vital feature. Tucked along the top edge is a built-in adjustable brightness light bar. If you're using this device during a blackout or as at a remote campsite, the light bar is bright enough to illuminate an entire room or a large work area, but it uses a very small amount of power. So that's a really cool feature. It basically turns this battery into its own self-contained emergency station. Sometimes you might forget a light, or what I do is I'm like, oh, I swear I put my lights in this drawer. Where are they gone? And we've used them for something and they've disappeared. So if you're using this battery, you don't need to freak out and say, where's my light? Because it's got its own inbuilt light and it's got adjustable brightness. For me, though, the game changer is managing your energy. And what do I mean by that? Well, as you guys know, I run my entire home, my 50 kilowatt hour Anker battery pack and my Anker EV charger. They're all connected to the Anker SOLIX app, right? The portable F3000 is also connected to the exact same app. And this is crucial because it means I can see the charging status of all of my devices, the input and output power, and I can run smart scheduling for this little guy right alongside my giant home battery system. Now, this might not sound useful, but lately I've been having this issue where some days, no solar or very little solar. Other days I'm putting out 150 kilowatt hours of solar and there's nowhere for it to go. It goes back into the grid and I get paid basically nothing for that. So for me, 50 kilowatt hours is good, but I wouldn't mind having, well, basically this means I've got 53 kilowatt hours of home batteries if I want to. So this battery acts like an instantaneous giant battery bank for your essential circuits, your fridge, your lights, your Wi-Fi even. And this unified control makes it very easy to manage your energy flow, whether you're running your EV off the main bank or simply taking this 3 kilowatt hour unit out to a campsite. Now, a massive battery is kind of useless if it takes all day to recharge because then you just get annoyed. Thankfully, it actually charges pretty quickly. First, AC wall charging. You can get 0 to 100% charge in just under 2 hours. Now, a quick negative, to get this fast power, Anker uses a proprietary wall connector. And when I first went to plug the battery in, I was like, where's the power cord for this thing? Oh, and I worked out the proprietary wall connector, plugged it in, and you've got to turn it and click it in. Otherwise, it doesn't actually connect, it doesn't charge. So if you lose that proprietary wall connector, then you can't just go and pull another cable off another device, which I've done. I've done that a few times. You lose your connector, and you're like, oh, I'll just grab one from another battery or another thing, another charger or whatever. You got to have the proprietary connector. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's kind of a good connector because it does stay plugged in. You can't just pull it out easily. But at the same time, I think it's something that I might lose one day. Anyway, the app does allow you to select exactly how fast you want the battery to charge. So this is fantastic if you're using solar, as it lets you throttle the input to match your current solar generation, preventing waste or preventing you from charging your battery from grid power, which you don't want to do. Second, it supports a whopping 2,400 watts of solar input. And when it's discharging, the screen gives you the estimated runtime left, which is also clearly visible on the app. So you can connect 2,400 watts of solar panels directly to the unit. Now, of course, if you've got, say, a bigger solar array at home, you can actually put more power into the unit than that. So the redundancy of information could be vital in an emergency on the app, right? This allows you to use the F3000 as an emergency efficiency tool, and you can charge when electricity prices are low or free. Then you can use the stored power to run your house circuits during expensive peak hours. So this is a way you can save a little bit of money if you want to. The final thing I should mention is scalability. If 3 kilowatt hours isn't enough, you can add up to 3 expansion batteries to get a massive 12.2 kilowatt hours, and they connect to each other. Ultimately, the Anker SOLIX F3000 is probably the closest thing I've seen to a true modular home battery that you can still use as a portable power station and that doesn't hurt your back when you're trying to lift it, because you don't really need to lift it because it's got a big handle that makes it so easy to move. Anyway, more than 4,000, but 4,000 before you hit 80% battery degradation makes it, well, makes it mean it's going to last for a very long time. And the seamless integration that I'm, using to kind of use it when my batteries, when they're starting to run low, or potentially when I've got excess solar that I don't actually need, it's been wasted. That makes it also, for me, a must-have for energy independence. So I'm a real fan of this battery in general. I'm not a fan of the price though. The recommended retail price is $5,000. Right now, that's Australian dollars, by the way. On the US website, you guys have a different price. But right now here in Australia, they've got a Black Friday discount. It's 3,000 Australian dollars, so $2,000 discount. At that price, it's a no-brainer. I think it's genuinely the best value for money battery, in my opinion, right now at that price, $3,000. If you can get it at that price, it's a definite buy. So if you're looking for an all-in-one backup battery that doesn't, break the bank and makes a lot of sense for the reasons I've mentioned, then I'll drop a link to this battery in the description below. You can click on that link. I don't make any money from any affiliate links or anything like that. It's just a direct link to the product page, so you don't have to go looking around for it on the internet. Guys, let me know, what do you think about this battery? Is there anything I've missed that's interesting? There's some other YouTube videos out there that have all these technical details that are just, honestly, for me, I found 80% of it kind of dry and boring. I've tried to cover off the main stuff, but if there's anything that I've missed that you want to know, let me know in the comments. And guys, thanks for watching.